Longtime Republican and vocal Trump critic, that would be former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, joined Vice President Kamala Harris at a rally yesterday where she argued Trump is unfit for office. Take a listen.
This year, I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris. There is not an ounce of compassion in Donald Trump. He is petty, he is vindictive, and he is cruel. And Donald Trump is not fit to lead this good and great nation.
CBS News campaign reporter Aaron Navarro is following the Harris campaign for us, and he joins me now. Aaron, explain what the campaign is hoping Liz Cheney will bring to this ticket.
For those hardcore Trump supporters who maybe have a problem with Liz Cheney over her comments made about Trump in the last 3 years, this won't necessarily flip them to support Harris. But it's those conservative-leaning, moderate, independent voters that maybe like what Trump did in terms of the economy or his stances on immigration, but have a problem with his conduct on January 6th. Cheney being in the picture for Harris gives them a permission structure to take a closer look at Vice President Harris. And that's why you saw both of them really lean into that topic of January 6th, of democracy, and arguing that Trump, if he loses this election, will repeat some of the same conduct after this November. So it's really tapping into those independent voters and more Republican-leaning moderate ones.
So we've also learned that former President Barack Obama is going to hit the campaign trail with the vice president. What do we know about this? Where is he expected to go? And as you know, Aaron, the Democratic Party, I mean, Barack Obama remains the rock star, the star of the Democratic Party. But again, it goes to your question, right? I mean, and to the point that you made about Liz Cheney. If you are a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat, yeah, you love seeing Barack Obama at a rally, but what does he do for those independents? I mean, how does that play?
I'll start with what he's doing. He's starting next Thursday with a rally in Pittsburgh, a crucial part of the state, western Pennsylvania, where we haven't seen a bunch of big rallies from Harris. The vice president herself is expected to be in Nevada that day, so she won't necessarily appear with Obama as of now, but he's expected to hit up many battleground states in this last month before the election. And what Obama's presence does on the campaign trail is, one, rev up the base. In this kind of snap election, Harris coming in late July, they've had to do two things, which is make sure that their base is still engaged and turns out at a big level, as well as try and make a play to those moderate Republican voters, and that's why they're using Cheney. Obama being in the picture may sway some moderate independent voters, but I see it as more of a base motivator for the Harris campaign.
All right, Aaron Navarro for us in Wisconsin. Big, important state there, Aaron. Thank you very much, friend.